Today we're going to take a look at some sophisticated suspense with Absolute Swamp Thing by Alan Moore Volume 2. It has a 464 page count and the cover price of $99.99. Stay tuned after the video to see how you can get yourself entered in the giveaway. And here we have Absolute Swamp Thing Volume 2 by Alan Moore. Another tremendous slipcase. These things are just so well made. The quality on these books is fantastic, man. Slipping it out, you get probably my favorite cover of the three, man. I think Swamp Thing looks epic here. Great. It still has that mossy feel to the book. The DC Black label on the side with the Volume 2. I like that all these go along and kind of create a little scene on the spines as well, which is great. But just quality made books. Opening it up, man, get some of that swampiness going on. Everyone who's involved with the creating of this book. Then you get the table of contents, which this book does collect Swamp Thing 35 through 50. And then it picks up from right where it left off before. You get this first story here with this dude Nuke Face, which is like a guy that worked at like a mine or something before, that worked with nuclear waste, and he's just like drinking this nuclear waste stuff, and he's just loving it. He gives another guy it and he gets all fucked up and starts disintegrating. And he's just talking about Pennsylvania the whole time. He's always talking about Pennsylvania and the place in Pennsylvania where he worked, where whatever. But he ends up giving this stuff to Swamp Thing, and that's where Swamp Thing starts disintegrating. Like bits and pieces of him are falling off and whatnot. Abby sees him like barely left, and she freaks the hell out. And this is where in Swamp Thing where he kind of starts to realize a bit more of his abilities, you could say. In the first Swamp Thing volume, you kind of get a background of who Alec Holland was and whatnot, but in this one, you get to learn more about his abilities. And it starts here really with the introduction of John Constantine in Swamp Thing 37. So John Constantine rolls up and he's basically showing, Swamp Thing that he's, an earth elemental or a plant elemental. He has different abilities. He can grow, and if he dies, he can grow again, and he can, move through like the plant interwebs of the earth and like show up in another country or someplace else in the United States or something like that. But he has all this stuff that he was kind of unaware of. So when he first like materializes after drinking that stuff or getting it on him from that Nuke Face guy, it takes him weeks to like reform himself. But Constantine kind of like shows him the ropes, and he's able to like grow himself in only a couple seconds now, which is it's pretty sick to see him like grow throughout this this book here. But there's some cool issues through this too, like this little vampire issue here with this town that was like underwater. So there's these weird like fish vampire people, and they end up like killing this child, and there's like these eggs that are hatching, and all these weird little fish vampires come out, and they're all attacking each other, and like the best fish zombie overcomes all of them, which is this big fucking crazy looking creature here. So and this is more where Swamp Thing learns more about like his abilities. So he just straight up like turns into a fucking mountain and just like flushes all these like vampires out, which is pretty sick. So he's just learning more and more. See, as you see here, he just pops up right in front of John Constantine. It takes him a couple seconds. He's like looking at his watch like, damn, you're getting pretty good at this, man. Swamp Thing is kind of skeptical to what John Constantine's true intentions are with him sending him out on these missions and these supernatural events that happen. Like in here, there's a abused wife who ends up turning into this werewolf. So he's kind of skeptical of why John Constantine is having him go out and do these things. But, he wants to learn what his abilities are. And the best way to do it is apparently through John Constantine, who knows somehow. John Constantine is written really well throughout this too. He's kind of got that like asshole personality, which is cool to see throughout. He's just rolling up, smoking a cigarette. This is a cool little issue here as well, with kind of goes back to like a throwback of the old school zombie movies where like voodoo was involved, because originally like zombies comes from voodoo type stuff, man. So as Swamp Thing's going around, he's learning more about himself. This is also a great issue here, kind of a throwback to the last issue in Volume 1 where Abby and Swamp Thing like partake in this sweet potato thing where they both like have this sexual experience together and really fall in love. This one is like a woman who's dying of cancer and a guy who just basically wants to take some drugs, and it's their experiences eating this sweet potato thing. The woman has like a wonderful time and enjoys like the love of life, and the other guy has all these like terrible things happening. He ends up getting like hit by a car. You get Batman rolling up in here. This is the Boogeyman issue here, which is pretty sick too. Dude's always just talking about his body count of like how many people that he's killed, how he became the Boogeyman. Then you get like this haunted house issue here, which is sick, where these like people go into the house to kind of just like chill out and have a party and whatnot. But there's all this supernatural shit happening, and you know, it's great, man. There's a lot of like really cool horror issues throughout this whole book. Alan Moore's writing style is just absolutely incredible, man. The way he like describes things is just great, and he really gets you into the story. And this is a part here that will carry on into the third volume, is where a like photographer had caught Abby and Swamp Thing out in the woods, and he like took some photos. So that'll carry on into the next volume. This is a sick issue here too as well. Swamp Thing travels to Brazil to get some knowledge at the Parliament of Trees to find out more about his abilities and whatnot. And then it kind of leads up to this like huge event here where, you know, one of John Constantine's people there, they end up like betraying them, and she turns into the Crow and brings the Black Pearl. Then this big event at the end of the book, which I won't like get too involved in, but it's basically like a team up between a bunch of people. Swamp Thing meets up with a bunch of people he's, you know, been involved with before, like Spectre and a bunch of other people, and the Deadman. And then Constantine also gets his little crew of people. Oh, Etrigan too. Etrigan's he puts on some sick armor in this, and he's going to battle hard, man. He is in it. But Spectre there looking all sick. So this is basically the end of this volume here, the battle between, you know, light and dark, heaven and hell, and it's a sick ending to the book, man. I will definitely say do not sleep on Swamp Thing, especially the Alan Moore run. You definitely should go out and pick this up, read it. It is fantastic. It's probably like this whole run so far, Volume 1, Volume 2, and I'm almost done with Volume 3, has been one of my favorite reads of comics of all time, man. It's just absolutely fantastic. The art is crazy good. The story is just fantastic. I'm a big horror fan, so the horror elements I get a kick out of. Alan Moore just kills it, and you know, I gotta love all the extras in here too. These books, they're just so beautifully made. Let me know what you think about this book down in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. The next giveaway is worldwide. One lucky winner will win the X-Men Omnibus Volume 1 DM variant Jack Kirby cover. You'll also get a Powers of X Issue 1 Diodato 1 in 200 Virgin variant, as well as King Spawn #1 Greg Capullo Raw Sketch variant. To win, you must be subscribed to the channel, like and comment on a video where I promote the giveaway. When we hit 750 subscribers, I'll pick a random video and then use a random comment generator to pick the winner. Good luck!